The YSL RICO trial is now hit a standstill. Currently, the prosecutors want to use serious evidence against Young Thug relating to a tour bus incident with Lil Wayne. A report goes and shares Lil Wayne might get called to testify in Young Thug's ongoing YSL RICO trial about his 2015 tour bus incident.
Themselves, and since there's no confrontation as to it.
It's not testimonial, Judge. There's not a confrontation issue when it's not testimonial. And I know that the court is aware that the rules of evidence are inclusive rules, and I wanted to be.
I know what the purpose of the federal rules of evidence, or the state rules of evidence are, which we pattern. Right. So please don't be condescending to me, Ms. Lowe. No. I know. I rule upon the rules of evidence every single day. I get some right, some wrong, and that's why, and that's the purpose. But I understand the object of the rules of evidence is to allow for most evidence to be admitted. However, it's got to be relevant and it's got to be for a particular purpose. Now, I'm telling you, if you get Mr. Carter in here, then you'll solve a number of your problems.
As the judge is telling the prosecutor that they need Lil Wayne, aka Mr. Carter, to testify and confirm that the evidence is true from the 2015 incident. The prosecutors claim that Young Thug created a hit out on Lil Wayne's tour bus in 2015 while Young Thug was in jail. The prosecutors would even bring the bus driver onto the stand. As a report would share, a tour bus operator for rapper Lil Wayne started to get emotional while recalling the moments at the bus incident in 2015. The operator said that he retired following the incident, and even Young Thug is being sued by the witness and is facing RICO charges in this case.
Tell the jurors what happened once you got on 285.
Once I got on 285, within minutes, that's when the car came along and started at the bus.
Are you able to discern where the shots are coming from? Does it come from the front of the bus, the back of the bus, or somewhere else?
They started at the back of the bus. They shot my engine, shot my radiator, and just started all down the side of the bus. And
at the time, you said did you have those passengers? Were those passengers that came out of the club, were they still on your bus as this bus is being picked up?
Yeah, they were back there screaming on the floor.
You said they were what?
Back there screaming on the floor.
Making the question of the hour being, is Lil Wayne gonna testify against Young Thug and confirm that the evidence is real? If Lil Wayne does not testify, online lawyers have predicted Young Thug's release date, and it's a lot sooner than you might think. To understand when, we first need to see the prosecutors have a meltdown in court. They are running out of evidence against Young Thug, and they are running out fast. It would be announced, an ex-investigator with the Atlanta Police Department took the stand under cross-examination on Monday in the RICO trial. During one moment, former investigator Lakia got into a brief exchange with Young Thug's defense attorney, Max.
And D'Angelo White's response was, we had, correct?
Yes, he did say that, and it was more to that as well.
We had guns and
Yes, he stated that.
Okay. We, being plural, correct? Correct?
Are you insulting my intelligence by asking if we means plural? I think you are, though.
Okay.
I think you are.
All right, well,
sir, don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, sir, let's be respectful to our witness, okay?
I'm being very respectful, Judge, and I always will.
I doubt it.
Shortly after, Young Thug and his main lawyer would accidentally drop one of the hardest photos in 2024, according to Twitter, and even Young Thug's legal team is constantly arguing with the Atlanta police, who are trying to lie about evidence on Thug. Young Thug's main lawyer would then call out the entire Atlanta Police Department for lying about evidence, putting his entire career on the line for his client Young Thug. A report reads, "As my eyes roll, I'm about to show you why I don't believe the city of Atlanta, the police department at all.
I have
no recording of whom?
Detective Lewis at the hospital, Grady Hospital, September 11, 2013, meets with Walter Murphy. And Your Honor, as my eyes roll out of my head, I'm about to show you why I do not believe the City of Atlanta Police Department at all. This is served in discovery. I will mark it Mr. Williams C and D. And then you tell me if I'm supposed to believe the allegations from the state of Georgia.
Things would then get heated inside of the courtroom as Young Thug's lawyer is putting his entire career on the line, and allow me to explain. The judge would first call out Young Thug's attorney for stating that the Atlanta Police Department lies about evidence, because in the end, this could actually affect Young Thug's attorney's job.
Well, not conceding that?
Well, I'm going to tell you that I haven't heard anything that would indicate that's truth.
Yeah, well,
you have a good faith basis to ask that.
You haven't heard anything of who he spoke with. That's my point.
That's the point.
But you all can't. But you two, neither one of you can proffer that.
Judge.
It's not proper, Mr. Steele.
No. Listen.
It's not. It would be a violation before me for you to put that in front of this jury.
In the September 17, 2000.
You are saying to the court that you have a belief that there is another statement out there. There's not.
How can you say that?
Because it hasn't been brought up. If it gets brought up, then we'll correct it at that point in time. But right now, I'm going to direct you not to inquire that line. You don't have a basis to do so.
As this evidence that they are discussing is based around a man named Adrian Bean. The Atlanta police are trying to use evidence against Young Thug that Adrian told them in 2013. However, now in 2024, Adrian says he doesn't remember giving them this evidence all these years ago. The report goes and reads, unlike Trontavious Stevens, Adrian is not bound by a plea deal. He was a part of a 2013 crime where 4 people were involved, but 1 escaped and was never caught. They need Adrian to snitch on Young Thug like he did with the police in 2013, as Adrian Bean originally snitched on Young Thug in 2013, as all the prosecutors want is Adrian to tell them the exact same evidence they gave in 2013, but in the courtroom in 2024. Some sources claim that YSL members could have paid Adrian off to not snitch, but others believe that he actually did forget about the crime, as Adrian would reveal why he forgot.
I really don't have any knowledge about 2013, ma'am. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. I don't really have any knowledge about 2013. Once I went to prison and came home from prison and done my time, everything that happened in 2013 or whatever has been put behind me and set forth. So I've been, working and just doing my thing since I came home from prison. I don't have no knowledge of nothing that happened 10 years ago.
This incident is a major issue in the RICO case, as the prosecutors practically need this evidence because they don't have much left on Young Thug. This is the reason that Young Thug will be released soon, as well as one more specific reason, and allow me to explain. It begins with the judge screaming at the prosecutors for not doing their job correctly. It reads, the judge in Thug's trial was arguing with the state because they were not prepared with evidence.
That's too late. The evidence is excluded. The evidence is excluded. I'm going to exclude because I told you that this was going to happen. No. We're excluding that. This is the last. I am not going to tolerate this any further. If you don't get together with your colleagues and flag issues and resolve them promptly, and if I have to take them up, remember, I can exclude them. We'll work the weekends, or we'll do a combination of both. So this time, I'm going to exclude those 2 sections.
There's nothing.
I'm not going to have any more discussion about this, madam. I'm not. I don't. Well, you know what?
And I attempted to try to talk to them earlier this week.
Well, then that's why we have to.
Punishes the state because the defense.
I'm not punishing anybody.
As even right before this, the prosecutors did something they're not even allowed to do. It would be reported that Young Thug and his defense team's reaction to the DA asking a witness, "Are you afraid of Jeffrey Williams?"
You said you now know who Jeffrey Williams is. Are you afraid of Jeffrey Williams?
No, I know who he is.
Hold on, man. Hold on. All right.
which obviously you are not allowed to ask a witness this on the stand, and even a viral comment would share. What I want to understand is, are they trying to waste his time and make him spend years inside of there without having any evidence to weigh against him? As the prosecutors went to school for over a decade to become a lawyer, and they don't even know what type of questions to ask a witness on the stand. This is why online lawyers expect Young Thug's lawyers to make a move for his release. As a report would read, expect Young Thug's legal team to now push for a mistrial. The rapper's lawyers have clearly won over the jury, while the prosecutors have provided little to zero evidence, as the jury has loved all of the actions made by Young Thug's lawyer. Brian Steele even made Young Thug cry inside of court when he stated that he would put his entire life on the line for his client.
I mean, I'm not saying anything, but if true, that's a pretty serious accusation.
If true, I'll right now. How about that, Judge Glanville?
Your Honor, I object to this.
I don't care about her objection. I'm speaking with the
Your
court.
Honor, I object.
I'm speaking with the court.
Okay.
I'm speaking
Let
with
him
the
finish,
court.
and then you can state your.
My point is,
making it very obvious that Young Thug made the right decision with his lawyer staff, no matter the cost, even though it is over $1 million. Brian Steele is very angry with this entire court system for how they are treating Young Thug. It would even be announced that Brian Steele called out the judge in the case biased against either him or his client.
Want to move the case, but when the court, it gives me no pleasure in saying this. I believe that this honorable court is biased against Mr. Williams and or his counsel, and I ask you to consider recusing yourself, or don't do this again to me. This is inappropriate to me. I respect you, but what am I supposed to do? Sit there while you do this? I didn't do anything wrong. I did exactly what you teach me to do and the courts teach me to do.
Right.
But instead, no, I gotta finish this. Then I get told to this court says by Prosecutor Love that I'm not being candid with the court and I'm misrepresenting because Mr. Bean never went to the hospital at Grady on September 11, 2013, and Miss Love has a document on the desk to prove it.
As the YSL RICO trial has been going on for over a year now, and the only evidence that they actually have against Young Thug right now comes from a police investigator at 10 years, where the only thing that he exposed is that Lil Wayne has the same affiliation as Young Thug in a street team.
And are you familiar with who this individual is?
I am.
And who is that?
It's Dwayne Carter.
Okay. And does he have another name that he goes by?
He does.
And what is it?
Lil Wayne.
And are you aware, through any of your non-trained experience, if Mr. Carter, Dwayne Carter, self-identifies as a member of?
I believe that he does.
Okay. Tell the jury, if you need to stand with the stick, and point to what those identifiers are within Defense Exhibit 31.
There's a large MOB across his chest, often used particularly by West Coast, but is used across the country. He has 5 red 5-point stars across his chest.
And the only other thing that he found while investigating is that rapper YNW Melly could have street ties connected to Young Thug's team YSL, as he was able to find a Facebook post of the two together.
Same thing, the use of the slap term, 5-point star, snake. He's saying he's YSL, he's hanging with Young Thug, and he puts up his YNW for life hashtag on it with the 5-point star as well. Mr. Demons has the big B hand signs displayed.
Okay, and these individuals again, I'm assuming that's also Young Thug. That's also unknown.
Yes.
Also important to your investigation, correct?
Yes.
Also publicly available for anyone to see and tap.